Hello and welcome to Just One More Thing, episode 10. I'm your host Janessa, and this is a podcast about knitting and craftiness. It is also the second time I've done this episode this morning. The first one, I was totally looking over here the whole time. I was like, oh, there's the lens right there. I'm going to look at the lens. I'm going to talk to the lens. Lens is totally over here. It was on I had flipped it the wrong way. I was looking in the wrong direction the entire time, and it was super. I was like, well, maybe it's not noticeable. And I watched it. I was like, that's really noticeable. Yikes. So, yeah, I hope this one goes a little bit better. It might be a little bit rushed because I've already talked about everything once. I guess you'll get a lot less and what should I tell you about this kind of. It's really to your benefit that I screwed up the first time, right? So, a super quick apology to some of you who got motion sick after watching the bike riding reel at the end of last week's episode. I do apologize. I too suffer from motion sickness, so I feel your pain. I tried my best to stabilize it. I'm sorry. I know some of you did really enjoy watching it though, so I'm glad that some of you enjoyed it, but again, I'm super sorry to those who felt a little green around the gills after watching it. Alright, let's go right into my finished objects, and thank you guys for coming back. If you were one of those who got sick and you're like, I'm never watching that again, I'm glad that you're giving me another chance. And for everybody, thank you for spending a little bit of your knitting time with me today. So, finished object. My kids will probably interrupt me 5 more times this time. They kept coming in last time. So we'll see if we can get through this without interruptions this time. I made some dishcloths. 5 of them to be exact. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. 5 dishcloths. Nothing fancy about them, really. I just needed some new dishcloths. This one cracks me up because it gets all, like, spotty. Like, random spots instead of stripes. And I like purple. It's Peaches and Cream Kitchen Cotton. It's the 50-gram balls. And I just basically cast on 50 stitches, and I knit until I get towards the end, and then I bind off, and I use up every last little bit. Ben really likes a large dishcloth while he's washing dishes. He doesn't like the little ones that are like the size of your hand. He wants like a big, substantial, and I can use these as towels and things. And I knit them on a size 10, so they're at a pretty loose gauge, which I also like. I don't like the really tight cotton ones. So that was my finished object for the week. It counts for like, I don't know, 400 and some odd meters for Stash Dash. So it was just kind of a nice quick little project while I was doing many other things this week. Basically while I was waiting for the Hokey pattern, and I didn't want to knit on anything else. Oh, we can talk about this. I did not talk about this the earlier. I think this is like the Patagonia or something. It's a Stephen West pattern, I believe. I'll find it and put it up. It's a smaller version, but it's basically you know, one of those that is very rounded on the top. So it's not the easiest to wear as a scarf, but I pretty much just do like that. And maybe over to the side a little bit, like that. So, anyway, let's talk about what I'm actually knitting. Emerson's sweater got a very wee bit of work done on it, but like 5 rows, so it's really not worth showing. I showed it the first run through, but you're not missing anything by me not showing it a second time. This is what got the bulk of the work. The Hokey Rochelle. Look at that. I think the last time you saw it, I was about here-ish. I think I was just getting ready to start the stripes. Or maybe I had just started the stripes. I don't remember. And there's the lace. Bonus points if you can detect where I royally messed up on the lace and had to rip back. I'm trying to see it through the back side to see if I can catch it. Can I catch it? I can't even catch it. I know I messed up. Where did I mess up? Maybe I'm just that good at fixing mistakes, people. I can't find it. At one point, I was knitting along, and I looked down, and like all of my stitches had dropped. I was like, are you kidding me? What in the world? And so then I like had to try to pick them back up. Oh, here it is. I found it. You see right there where that cluster's not quite right? That's where I messed up. But how cool that it's not super noticeable. Like now it's glaring at you. It's like, she messed it up. It's not right. But it's not the worst mess up in the world. And it wasn't worth, by the time, like, I seriously would have had to rip back the entire lace because that stitch had dropped all the way down to that ridge. And I was like, yeah, not doing it. So I kind of crocheted it back up and where I thought it needed to be and made it work. Made it work. So, yep, that's the Hokey Rochelle by Aurora Knits. And I am supposed to do another big section of plain gray stripe and then lace, and then you bind off after that third lace. However, that is all I have left in the eggplant. That wee little bit. This will probably get me through one section of lace or one section of stripes, but not both. So I'm kind of trying to figure out what I should, should I just skip the stripes and go straight to the lace? That's kind of, I think, my best option. I could skip the lace and just do the bind off after the stripes. That's an option. I could shorten the stripes and shorten the lace and maybe get a little bit of both. Or I could find a completely third color. I don't know. We will see what I can find. I don't have anything in my stash that will work for sure. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm very like up in the air on what to do there. If you have any suggestions, let me know. Okay, I'm going to talk about the Hokey Mystery Knit Along. So if you don't want to be spoiled, fast forward. Are they gone? Are all the people who don't want to be spoiled gone? Because here it is. Are you ready? I'm going to hold it up like this. So here, whoops, get that string out of the way. Here was clue 1, and then clue 2, and 3, and 4. Okay, so clue 3 ended with this ribbing, which I did in a 6th color because I could, and I really like how it turned out. And then clue 5 clue 4 started with the lace. And then it goes over here to this eyelet, and it should have ended with the eyelet. But I ran out of yarn on both. Since I'm knitting them 2 at a time, I ran out in the same exact place on both. I was 6 rows short. The pattern called for another repeat of eyelet. And I ran out of yarn. So I have plenty of this color 2 down here, and I basically just did a seed stitch. I had asked on the forum, on the spoiler thread, what should I do? I've run out of yarn, and Hokey answered back and suggested that I go a couple extra rows, like not stop at the 6, but make it a wider band of color, like 10 rows or so. So that's what I did. I did 10 rows. So mine will look a little different from everyone else's, but that's okay. That makes it unique. So there we go. Clue 5 comes out on Thursday my time. It'll be Friday somewhere when it comes out. I won't be here though. I will be on vacation when it comes out. So I don't know how much, I don't know if you will see a finished object next week. Hopefully you will, but we will see. Depends on how hard the clue is. I'm taking it with me on vacation, but since it is such a large piece at this point, like, hello, I can't even fit the whole thing in frame for you. Because it has gotten to be so large, I don't know if I will have a chance to take it out and work on it. We'll just have to wait and see. I'm really loving it though, and I love how you can kind of make it your own. That's really nice. I am speeding through this, people. It took me a lot longer to get to this point on the first episode, so I feel like I'm forgetting things. I guess I could show you Emerson's sweater. It's really not exciting, but I'll show it to you. Here it is. I managed to do like a whopping, see those, like the last time you saw it, I had just separated for the sleeves. So that's all I've gotten done. And I'm in the middle of the row. This is going to be probably my car knitting though, because it is just stockinette in the round. And that's really easy to do while I'm not looking, so that I can just, you know, keep my eyes on the road and not get car sick. The drive to Oklahoma is pretty boring. So car knitting is a must. Excuse me. All right, let's talk about spinning. I am working on a braid of Falkland in the Hedwig colorway from Once Upon a Corgi. And this is the progress I've made so far. Last time I showed this to you, I was debating whether or not I should leave it as a single or 2-ply, and I've decided I'm definitely going to 2-ply. I'll wind that back up a little bit. There you can kind of see. I'm getting a decent single out of it. It has gotten a little thin in a couple places, and that's why I decided to 2-ply. When I started out, it was coming out a little more thick, but as I got used to the fiber and the drafting of it, it's coming out quite a bit thicker. You probably won't be able to see it, but do you see that? Yeah, you can. See, like right there where that string's coming up, how thin that got there. So I think a 2-ply is definitely in order, just to balance everything out. I'm not quite halfway through yet. Almost. I'm like that close to being halfway through it. And then I might switch back over to that Into the World, the brown fiber that I'd been spinning on. I might switch back over to that. Or I might just plow through the Hedwig colorway. I don't know. I haven't been doing as much spinning as I would like. And I did not get my circular sock knitting machine up and running this week like I planned. I need to do that. But again, I'm going on vacation starting tomorrow, and I won't be back until next Monday, so it's not going to happen this week either. It's just not. Last week when I was talking about like future craftiness, I mentioned that I wanted to do some rug hooking / embroidery. Some kind of primitive artwork to hang on the wall. And I flashed this on the screen super quick, but I wanted to show it to you better because mom brag moment. My daughter drew me a chicken. How cute is that? I love it. I love that she drew it for me. And it's such a cute chicken, right? And like I can put a little bit of grass down here, and I can maybe like put a little cloud up here or something, but it's pretty much just going to be the chicken. She gave me some fun little like spaces that I can fill in with different colors. This little fun, like I'll be able to kind of fill in pieces for his, maybe do like embroidery a little bit for his tail, but then do like the rug hooking on these little bits around the tail. I don't know. We'll see what happens. A couple of the yarns that I want to use. I kind of want to use this for his tail. Like kind of, you know, the black with like the swirly bits coming off. Kind of like a really wild tail. So that was some of that art yarn that I showed you. That I was like, I don't know what I'll ever do with this. Well, this is like totally rooster tail. And then for these like fun little feathers, I kind of want to use some of this, which was like a very badly spun single. Like they're fun colors and they're sparkly, but I don't know, like I feel like those would make fun like multicolored feathers right there. So I don't know, we'll see. I'm kind of looking around my stash to find the yarn that I know I'll never knit with. And we're going to fill in the chicken. I don't know when that'll happen, but at some point. I'm excited for that project. So that's kind of all of my craftiness at the moment. I am debating whether or not, I know I'm going to take the car knitting with me, and I'm going to take the Hokey project with me on vacation. So Emerson's sweater and that. But I'm debating if I should have something, maybe I'll take like my crochet blanket along. I feel like I need something a little more mindless and easy to, because like with Emerson's sweater, I have to change skeins. So that's not really like a just pull it out and set it down, and you know, if somebody moves it around, like if something happens to it, I feel like maybe I need something just a little bit more mindless to knit on. And that might be an excuse to cast on something new. Probably not. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I have all day to decide because we're not going anywhere till tomorrow. I do have a couple of recommendations for you though. So if you're looking for something good to watch while you're knitting, maybe a little dark. It's on the dark side of drama, but the new season of House of Cards is out on Netflix. Go watch it. Go watch it. Kevin Spacey, Southern accent, talking directly to the camera, his evil plans directly to the camera. I love that show so much. So much. So go watch that. I don't want to give away any spoilers, but oh my goodness. Loving that show. Also, a recommendation, if you have younger kids, elementary age, like, you know, maybe 1st grade to 6th grade aged kids, maybe even some 7th and 8th grade would enjoy as well. The kids and I found a podcast that we can all listen to, because I love to listen to podcasts, especially in the car. However, the podcasts that I listen to are not kid friendly. They get a little cursy every once in a while. So they're not ones that I feel comfortable listening to with the kids in the car. And the only one I have that is kid friendly is What You Missed in History Class is a good one. But the kids don't really enjoy it, like, because it's geared more towards the adults. Like, this is what you missed, and we're going to talk. Sometimes they're more adult topics, and I do have to, like, I have to listen to the episode before I can feel comfortable letting the kids listen to an episode. So those aren't always great for the kids. But I finally found one that I don't have to worry about it. I know it's kid friendly because it's geared towards kids, but it's entertaining for me as well. It's educational and interesting for me to listen to. It's called Tumble Science for Kids, and I'll throw a picture of what it looks like so it's easy for you to search right here. I really, really enjoy this. They have some super fun episodes, like the science behind why cats land on their feet, and what's living in your shower, and what would it be like to live for a year on Mars, and just some kind of fun, like, science-y, fun topics. And, like, kids write in and ask their questions, and they answer those. Like, that's where they get their episode ideas from, is from kids writing in and asking science-y questions. So I super love this podcast. If you have kids and you're looking for stuff that you and your kids can listen to together, podcast-wise, it's a good one. Brooklyn really, really enjoys it. She's 10 and a half. She's probably the one who listens to it the most. Like, she has subscribed to it and listens to the episodes weekly. Emerson will listen to it, but some of the science stuff, he isn't quite there yet, because he's only, like, he's going to be in 1st grade. He's 6. So, he can't always understand everything, but he does enjoy it, and it's entertaining. So, and it's just a nice, fun podcast that's family friendly. So those are my recommendations this week. Sorry for the super short episode. Like I said, the last one was quite a bit longer, but I wasn't looking at the camera. Basically, the only thing you're missing is me rambling about nonsense forever. And kid interruptions. You missed those. I'm sorry. But anyway, I will see you next week. Hopefully with more progress on, hopefully with a finished Hokey Mystery Knit Along. Hopefully that'll be finished. And quite a bit more progress on Emerson's sweater. Lots of vacation pictures. And those are the kids coming in the door one last time. So I'm going to say goodbye. Do you want to come say goodbye, Emerson?
Yes.
Come here. Put your head on. Lean in. Lean in. Say hi.
Hi.
And bye.
Bye.
Someone's been rolling in the dirt. We're very dirty. Look how dirty your face is. Yikes. Go wash your face, okay?
Okay.
We'll see y'all next week.